y'all. I'm gonna start doing some more lives. Just talk about what's on my mind now. One thing that's on my mind is they're gonna get rid of this garbage out here because these flies are ridiculous and they're everywhere. But so I wanted to talk about track and field, right? And I don't know how many of y'all watch track and field, but I just wanted to cover it, and then I'm gonna do it live on something else. But so I was Anthony Davis got hurt. Who's he play for? I haven't been really because of you guys. I just started watching basketball again, right? Oh yeah, I told you that years ago. you know, he's gonna win. I think 7 of them. But yeah, so I haven't really been following basketball, but as of late, because of you guys, I've been checking out some highlights, and Brooklyn looks real good to me. Brooklyn looks really, 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 really good. Real good. So I'm just gonna say that they got the best guard. Uh, well, they got Kyrie. Yeah, yeah. Give me the truth. They are all fixed, aren't they? But my disappointment uh, came 2 days ago. I was watching track and field as I do. Now that the world is opening back up, they letting them get out there and run. So I think Brooklyn has a chance. I think Brooklyn has a better chance than anybody. I mean, they just look real good to me. I mean, just from what I've seen, they got Kyrie. They got 2 of the best that are just out there. I mean, when you look at the top players in the NBA, and I'm going to get to my track and field story. When you look at the top players in the NBA, you can count the top 10. And of course, you're going to start off with LeBron, then you're going to go, it depends. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So you're going to go LeBron, then you're going to go Steph Curry. And then after, I mean, even if Steph Curry is number 2, but you're going to go LeBron, maybe Steph Curry, and then you're going to go right to Brooklyn, and you got like 3, 4, and 5 right there. You know what I'm saying? You got 3, 4, and 5 sitting right there. And you could look at their paychecks, and I mean, the paychecks start saying a lot. You know what I'm saying? But you can look right there, and you got 3, 4, and 5 just sitting right there. So I'm like, Brooklyn is looking real good. It's fixed. Worst win. They are overwhelming favorites. Yeah, I can see why. That's just a hard one to beat. That's a hard one. I was looking at the highlights. I was like, James Harden. I mean, you got rid of James Harden because he gained some weight. Let me tell you something. If you ever looked at James Harden's story, James Harden was only ever good at one thing, and he knew it. And he knew it. He was only ever good at one thing, and he's been doing that one thing all his life. You don't throw that away. You don't say because you gained some weight. The dude can still shoot the lights out. You just don't toss that away. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what y'all was thinking, but okay. You know, Kyrie is still, to me, Kyrie is the best there is at what he does. I'm just saying. But anyways, to my track story, then I'll cover some basketball. Okay, so I was watching female track, right? Because the world's opening up. Track is back, doing this thing, and I love NCAA. I love, the Pac-10, the 12. Yeah, 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 all day. Pac-10, 12, or Big 10, 12, blah, blah, blah. And I love track and field. You know, that's my stuff, right? So I'm looking at so to go comparison to MJ. Oh, yeah, but I'm sorry. Michael Jordan is always going to be the GOAT to me. He's not even my favorite. If I had a favorite player, I don't I don't even have a favorite player, but if I did, it would not be Michael Jordan. It would be more like Dr. J. Anyways, Dr. J would probably be my favorite player if I had one. But anyway, so let me get this story out and I'll read y'all comments because y'all want to talk about basketball, but that's not the title of this. But I'm going to get to it. All right. So basically, so what I saw, and some of you like to talk about track, if any of you watch it, but I'm going to get right back to basketball. I promise you. I'm going to get right to basketball. Anyway, so I just want to get the story out and get to basketball. So I have watched about a month or so ago, maybe a little longer. No, it was more than that. When Sha'Carri Richardson won the NCAA in the 100, when she ran a 10.74, right? Everybody was just like, okay, boom. Then after that, Sha'Carri goes pro, right? And then the world shut down. Then it came back, and just recently, Sha'Carri ran in some meets. She ran in one of just the heats, and not even a final. She ran a 10.72, or yeah, 10.72, and then in the final of the 100, she ran a 10.78, and I'm like, and then she ran a 10.74, so she's staying in the 10.7, and she's making it look easy. Then they have her in a race which was like 3 days ago, and I couldn't believe it. They had her, they had Ta Lou, they had Dina Asher freaking Smith, Sha'Carri Richardson, they had Blessing Okabari, and they had some white chick, I don't know her name, but it wasn't the Dutch chick. And then, of course, they have the Thompson wasn't there, but they had the other Olympic champion, Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce. And of course, that's what the big whoop is about. Can Sha'Carri Richardson beat Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce? Because Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce and Thompson are the only two who ran in the 10.7s. Nobody, Blessing Okabari hasn't ran in the 10.7. Nobody else is running in the 10.7s. Dina Asher Smith hasn't ran in 10.7. She's only ran in 10.8s. So it's like they did the same thing they did before they shut down track. They had something like the same lineup, and those two were in it, Sha'Carri Richardson and Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce, and they did the same thing. They barely ran. Matter of fact, Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce ran like an 11, whatever. But in this particular meet, they did the same thing, and both of them came in like 5th and 6th. It just pissed me off because I want to see them go at it. But they're not going to show that. And now it's like, I'm glad I'm not paying for it, because I would not go to an open track meet and watch them. I wouldn't pay for it. It's just terrible. It's like, I pay money to see these guys, go at it and run their hardest. And Dina Asher Smith wins in 11:35. Let's get an understanding here. Dina Asher Smith, Blessing Okabari, Marie Jose Ta Lou, Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce, and Sha'Carri Richardson all can run a 10.8. And two of them can run under that. They can almost run a 10.6. If Sha'Carri Richardson really went at it, she can run a 10.6. Let's get this in perspective. If Sha'Carri Richardson runs a 10.6, she will be the third fastest woman in history. That's slow as heck. And listen, you even had Williams out there. I think she was in the race. Either Williams was in the race or the chick from Texas was in the race. And both of them run with it. Heck, Williams runs an 11-1. The little young girl being coached by Otto Bolden, she runs 11-1. I'm like, you guys got these professionals out here running slow as hell. And it just pissed me off because it's the second time Sha'Carri was up against Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce, and that's the race everyone wants to see. You want to see Thompson, but the thing about Thompson is she's never ran that fast as she's done before. She's never ran that speed. But 11:35, I was yelling at the computer. I was so mad. It hurt. And then I watched Sha'Carri Richardson run the 200. Blessing Okabari's in there. Listen, Blessing Okabari is 5'10". She's known for tracking people down at 60 yards. I mean, she's just once those strides get in gear, it's lights out. I watched them run the 200, and I watched her run. And listen, the third fastest woman in the 200 meters is that Dutch chick. I forgot, Daphne Schippers. That Dutch chick ran a 21.6 or something like that. She's the third fastest woman in history to run the 200. She came in like 22.9 or I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's so slow on a professional level that it's disappointing. Like there's no way you can tell the crowd and they'll it's raining, or one time they did it and it wasn't raining. You guys still did this. It's just not fair to do to the fans. If you're gonna tell them to come out and halfway run, look, Shelly. This is how disappointing it is. Shelly Ann Fraser, when you look at her running in the heats in the Olympics, she ran a 10.8 and jogged over the line. She jogged. She shut it down at 80 yards and just cruised over the line and ran a 10.8. You don't understand. That is blinding speed. She just cruised right over the line. Wasn't even putting any effort to it. It was like 10.85. Like, you just ran a 10.85 when, and with that time alone, she knocked off 98% of the competition. She knocked them off. She made it very clear that there's no one out there, and this is before Richardson was running. She made it clear that there's no one out there who is going to touch her in this race if you don't run 10.8 and below. And you know what? She cleaned everybody's clock. Because once again, the chick from the British chick doesn't run that fast. She doesn't. I mean, she's dynamite in the 200, but in the 100, I forgot her name. The black chick. I just mentioned her name, but nope, not in the 100. Even Daphne Schippers, nope. Some of the competition is gone in the 100. You got man. I mean, you got Ahorogu and those people like that. They're still running, but none of those people have ever run under 10.8. You got maybe. Now, let's get this 10.85. You got maybe. This is competing now. Even at that time, when she ran that time, you had Thompson and, of course, Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce. This is how many people can run a 10.8 or a 10.85 and compete. Marie-Josée Tallou, she can run a 10.8, but she's never ran in the sevens. Dina Asher-Smith, she can run a 10.8. Never ran in the sevens. You knocked off everyone except one person. That's how crazy that is. One person who's competing against Shelly Ann Fraser Price, only one could beat the time that she ran, and she jogged over the line. Only one person could run that fast. The only other woman who could run that fast is no longer competing because she got hurt, and she's the second fastest woman ever. Ever. First one is FloJo. The second one is shoot, I forgot the doggone girl's name, but she is now the fastest woman in the world because FloJo is deceased, RIP. But man, let me see what her. I'll remember it. These names are something different. I can see her running too. Jeter, Carmelita Jeter. Carmelita Jeter is the fastest woman in the world because she's still alive, but she's not competing, and she ran like a 10.69. So she's not running, or she ran a 10.67 or something like that. Yeah, FloJo ran faster than that. She ran, I think, in the 10.4s. She ran like a 10.47 or something like that. It was just ridiculous. And if she would have had another 20 yards, she would have just, she was still accelerating when she crossed the line. It's just amazing how fast she was moving. And so Carmelita Jeter ran like a 10.6, 7, and Thompson, who's still competing, ran like a 10.69 or something like that. And then Shelly Ann Fraser Price, she's ran a 10.70. So she only had one person that could beat her, and that's Thompson. Thompson hasn't run that fast ever since she's run that fast. She doesn't run that fast consistently. She kicked Thompson's behind on that field that day. They came out for the finals. She just ran her down. It was over. So I'm just so, y'all are just, you want to believe that your sport has not been tampered with, but the fact is, all sports are fixed. You're just not going to get good, honest anything anymore. It's like, come on. Now, you're telling these runners not to run fast? And mind you, every time they get on the field, they're getting paid. They're getting paid to win. I mean, if you break a world record during a competition, it's $100,000. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying that Shelly Ann Fraser Price is going to go out there and run a 10.47 because I don't think that's going to happen. And I don't think that Sha'Carri Richardson is going to go anywhere near a 10.47. But Sha'Carri Richardson and Shelly Ann Fraser Price, if they go at it real hard, both of them can run a 10.68. They can run. Okay. So about 2 years ago, there was a race between Bartoletta, Tori Bowie, and English Gardner. They were all in the same 100. And English Gardner run, and I think it was a final to go to the Olympics, and English Gardner didn't do any good. They all ran like a 10.7 something. It was an amazing time. It was either 10.7 or 10.8. It was just an amazing time. And when they did that, it put them in 7th and 8th all time. 7th, 8th, and 9th in all time. And they all came in. I mean, they were running so hard and so fast that they had to hold each other up when they came across the line. Because they almost ran into each other because they were still accelerating. And English Gardner won that race. And of course, English Gardner hasn't ran that fast since because of injuries. But nonetheless, it was a dynamite race. But when they calculated the times, they were like, this is the 7th fastest race of all time. And I mean, it's just, they went right into the history books chasing each other. When they reached top speed at the 80, it was just an amazing thing to see. Tori Bowie is just an amazing thing to see. Tori Bowie is just, she can stand there and just be amazing. She's just amazing. But yeah, so I just wanted to talk about my discuss with track and field. If you guys want me to talk about basketball, I need to do some more looking around, but I'm going to say this again. I really like Brooklyn. Like I said, you got, when it comes to the top 5 players in the NBA, I mean, you can go to Brooklyn and get the last 3. you you can go to Brooklyn and get 3 of the top 5 players in the NBA. And whenever we see this, we usually see, that team go ahead and win a championship. So there's just no doubt in my mind that New York, is going to win a championship at some time. Maybe when LeBron James sits down sometime soon, but I don't even know like the roster, like who plays who. But I would say that right now, with the way LeBron is looking, the way he's carrying a team, he's just still going to be really, really hard to beat. But I think if they let Brooklyn do their thing, it's going to be hard to stop them. I need to look at the bracket and see where they're at, but I mean, you have a 3-headed monster that's just vicious. You know what I'm saying? And whenever you see 3-headed monsters in history, you know what I'm saying? They usually, take over and do their thing. But y'all read some of y'all comments. Yeah, I was slow in the 100, so I didn't run 11:20. My fastest was 11:9, and I wasn't even in competition. I was a 12:1 guy. I was just slow. But I ran a mile in under 5 minutes. MJ cannot carry a team like LeBron. That doesn't mean he wasn't the best. Let's see. Not to mention, Blake Griffin even thought his and I need my glasses on. Jordan, that's pretty much 5 All-Stars. Oh, wait a minute. Look at this. I got my glasses in here. Is Blake Griffin playing with see if I got some. I need to read that. Yeah. I got my glasses in here. Thought I did. Got my sunglasses. I need to keep some glasses in here. I never know when you need them. I got some reading glasses in there. Yeah. Blake Griffin. Oh, he is? I likes the Griffin. I like to, you know what? Whenever I saw him play, I just like the fact that he's a big, strong dude who doesn't mind showing you how strong he is. See, like LeBron James and Blake Griffin. Like LeBron James is strong, right? I mean, he can stand there, and if you run into him, you're going to fall over. He's 6'9". His athleticism is just ridiculous. And, I mean, even at LeBron James' age, it's just like, how are you doing this? You know what I'm saying? With only a groin injury and your whole history of, it's like, we don't get it. But when you look at Blake Griffin is almost, it's like he likes to, like he's not known for shooting from the outside. You know what I'm saying? He's just known for pretty much trying to run you over. And I like that about him. Yeah. I mean, these guys aren't even considered bigs. Like, they're not bigs. They're not Shaquille size. Oh, well, that's just even worse. That's just even worse now. Shoot. You put somebody else on a team like a Klay Thompson and it's over with. You put somebody like that on the team and it's like, don't give him like Anthony Davis, or don't give him, you know, don't give him a big. Don't do that. Don't give him some like give him another big. Give him another shooter. Give him somebody else from the outside. You know what I'm saying? Just let them do what they do. It's just gonna be hard to stop. Just gonna be hard. Look. The NBA changed. The NBA had to change when Golden State was winning those championships. Golden State changed the NBA forever. It changed it. Shaquille O'Neal was asked recently. They asked Shaquille, they said, Shaquille, who are your 5 favorites? And Shaquille said, yeah, they changed it forever. They said, and Shaquille says, it's not even fair because there's no bigs. He said, my top 5 player, there's no bigs. He said, I don't even like it. But the simple fact that there's no bigs in it, I just don't like it. And he's an analyst, okay, who's played the game and who was dominating the game as a big, and he was like, I don't like the fact that that my top 5 players, my top team, if I picked a team, I would not pick a big. That is saying something. The game has been 100% changed. Golden State wrecked the whole game. And I don't care what nobody says, Golden State can still take another one. Golden State can still take another one. And they tried to trade Curry at one time. Yeah, because the bigs, see, okay, so if you're okay, so let's look at this. Let's look at this. You gotta look at the teams who play around with the bigs and needed the bigs to win. When Shaquille was playing, of course, you had Olajuwon and Mutombo, and hell, and Shaquille was playing up against Yao Ming. Yao Ming was batting Shaquille's stuff away. Yao Ming, he was blocking Shaq like, But of course, this was an older Shaq, but still he was doing it. But I mean, if you just think about it, if you just think about the running gun that they have now, especially if you have an aging big, that big is not going to be able to get up and down the court like Steph Curry and them can. Steph Curry is shooting the ball from half court. Like, the game is completely changed. The whole running, like, you can get ran on. You can get ran on like it's nothing now. Yeah, you can get 100%. You can get your whole squad ran on if you got a big and you have a big old 6'9" shooting guard, a couple of them who can't move like they used to. You can get completely shut down. 100%, you can get shut down. And they illustrated that when they beat Cleveland. They were beating the pants off of Cleveland. They didn't have to go in the middle. They were just shooting from the outside and killing them. And that was it. They was hitting them from the outside. Boom. Bang. Bang. And Cleveland, in the championship that Cleveland won, that was all a hoax. That was all a bunch of bull. There's no way Golden State. This is no way. Kevin Durant getting hurt. Steph Curry shooting 15 points in one game. Them sitting him down. Draymond Green getting into foul trouble. Just no. They had to even it out. They had to get rid of Durant. They had to create this whole argument between him and Green. They had to do that to keep people interested. This is why I don't watch the games anymore, because I don't watch any sport except for track as a team. Well, I watch NCAA as a team though. So I watch NCAA track as a team, and maybe basketball. I don't really watch basketball that much, but track definitely. I love track and field in the NCAA. I just love it. But when it comes to pro sports, I don't look at I don't look at them as a team. Like, I don't look at Brooklyn so much as a whole. I look at what they're doing individually. Like, I'm a fan of Kyrie Irving. I'm a fan of his attitude. I'm a fan of his outlook. Uh, I'm a fan of his skills. I like what he does off the court. I'm just a fan of his. Can't say I'm a fan of James Harden, but he's never. Yeah, I don't really. I couldn't see myself. As far as James Harden's concerned, yeah, you're good, you're great. That's just kind of way I look at him. And Kevin Durant. I don't look at Kevin Durant, even though he's arguably the second best player in the league. But I'm not a fan of Kevin Durant. But I'm not but I'm a fan of his talent. But I'm not looking at him going, yeah, I want to see him play. It just it's a 7 footer. He can ball, but it doesn't do anything for me. Kyrie Irving is a whole different story. He's just a whole show to me. It's like you want to see what he's going to do, because at one time or another you're just going to be like, how did he do that? You know what I'm saying? How did he do that? What? James Harden is not going to amaze you like Kyrie. There's two exciting players, and maybe one of the Ball brothers. But Kyrie is super exciting to me, and Steph Curry is just the ultimate. Yeah, Damian Lillard, 100%, 100%. But yeah, those two, they just put on a show that I like, even if they're losing, because they just do amazing things with the ball. It's just amazing. Like, and I see a lot of YouTubers and people who are playing pickup basketball, and and other even organized basketball, who are trying to mock them. They want to be like Steph Curry and Kyrie, and what I'm saying. You probably got some college kids playing who want to be like those two as well, because their play style is a lot more exciting than just coming down and busting a three in your face. That's what you're gonna get from James Harden. James Harden will take you to the middle too. But he's just known for busting the three right in your face, like bam. What are you gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? And the most exciting player who was doing that back in the day was Larry Bird. Larry Bird would tell you, "I'm about to make the shot on you right here," and he would get the ball, throw it up, make the shot on you right there. You just could not stop him. They had him do those half court challenges and those, and even when he was trying to miss, he just couldn't miss. Larry Bird is just ridiculous. It was just a ridiculous talent. You thought it was a video game, but he's just that good. You know what I'm saying? So there's different reasons why I would watch, and I don't watch whole games. I would just watch highlights. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at now. I'll look at your highlight reel. Um, And there that is. Now the narrative, a lot of the talk is about Kwame And, his play styling and Stephen A showed a bunch of bloopers of him. And I'm just like, Stephen A, that's kind of corny, bro. Hell, there's bloopers of every pro player who's ever played anything. You can get Serena and Venus bloopers. You can get Dr. J bloopers. You can you you can get Kareem bloopers. You can get Michael Jordan missing and getting mad about it. You can do that. Okay, you can find somewhere and get a whole reel of people just messing up, losing a ball, getting stripped. You're talking about professional. You're talking about the highest. You're talking about the NB freaking A. You're not talking about the G or the league overseas. You're talking about the NBA at the highest level. And you want to show somebody with blue. You're talking about the world watching you play, and you want to bring out some blue. Yeah, the man. Shoot. Yeah, there's gonna be bloopers. Of course. 100%. But you don't play that long in the league and just be terrible. You don't even get to the league being terrible. So I'm with Kwame on that one. I just say I just think it was wrong. But yeah, I hope they calm down and have a gentleman's conversation about it. Because it bring up some good stuff that even people who don't watch basketball did not know. Now, I'm not talking about the bad stuff that, the Breakfast Club did. I'm talking about facts of basketball that made it interesting. I'm like, well, I don't even watch basketball, but I didn't know that. Barnes and all those guys. And so, it's like, okay, this is halfway interesting. And now, bro is talking to all kind of people on his own podcast, and I'm like, good for you, bro. Like, get past all of that. You know what I'm saying? Use what happened, that bad experience, and turn it into a good experience. So I'm glad that that's what's going on with that whole thing, because it just got kind of ugly, and I'm not for none of that. But yeah, so Brooklyn right now is looking good, but LeBron James is going to get 7. And I keep thinking that LeBron James is actually going to come back to Cleveland and win another one. I don't know why. I just do. Anyways, I'm about to be out, you guys. Thanks for stopping by. Take it easy. Peace.